Hello, today I'll be telling you about an animal which has the same social structure as the human beings. And this animal is very peculiar and it also uses the some of the methods which human beings use. One of the methods is farming. This animal uses also keeps also does farming and also grows other crops for itself. And this animal also does it keeps other animals so that it can benefit from it. So today I'll be telling you about this animal, and I'll be telling you an animal which total collection of its body weight is more than what the human beings in all of the whole world is. This animal is a very small animal, and it's no matter what place in this world it is found there, and it's there are some places which this animal cannot be found, and some of these places is like the Antarctica. Although the Antarctica, its first name is similar to the name of which this ant, which this animal I'm going to talk about. And the animal which I'll be telling you today has the same social structure as human beings, and also it has this animal has been talked about by famous people, and it has been also been compared to human beings for its wisdom. And human beings have also been advised, if they want to look for some type of wisdom, they should look at this animal and see how it lives, and the way it lives, humans should also emulate its ways. So I'll be telling you about this animal, and the animal is none other than the ants. The ants have some way of living, and their way of living is basically simple. But although it is simple, it is also complicated, because this way of living has also outlived distinctions of other animals like the dinosaurs. Although dinosaurs have extinct, but ants have also been able to pass all through this, all through the extinction, and have been able to be here despite no matter what happened to other animals in the past. And some of the things why they have passed all through this and are still being able to be living today, it's all brought by the way they live and the way they carry their activities on their own. So this because ants are live in unity, and ants are animals which depend on each other. Unlike other animals which have to survive on their own, ants basically depend on each other for the whole family and also the whole clan to be able to survive. And one thing about the ants, the total population of the ants is, let's say the population of human beings is 7.9 billion, but the population of ants is the population of human beings times 1.5 million. So what ants exceed human beings by 1.5 million times. And what this is also brought by ants having more weight to compared to what human beings weigh, because ants, when you compare the weight of human beings to the ants, ants have more weight. Although they are small animals, but there are many ants in numbers. And one thing about the ants is, you didn't know ants, some ants have wings, but also me I didn't know some ants have wings, but ants have wings. And it's, before I knew this, it was shocking when I knew it, because they say the male ants and also the female ants, and mostly the queen ant is the one who has wings. And these wings doesn't come because of being strong genetically or being some type of way. It is just a way of lineage. Let's say it is a way of birth. Let's say it is a inheritance. It doesn't choose on you being stronger than the other person, but it's just an inheritance. It comes just natural. So the two types of people which have wings on the ants is the male and also the female. And the male, after mating with the female, the male dies, because that's its only purpose of mating with the female. And the female, after mating with the male, basically it cuts off its wings, and after cutting off its wings, it goes and also makes another family where it can be able to make its own colony of ants, and it will be the leader of these other ants. And the worker ants are basically female ants, because and female ants are ants which have basically not developed their reproductive system to be able to evolve with wings so that they can be able to uh, give birth to other ants. And this is understandable because not every ant can be able to give birth, because if every ant was able to give birth, then who will be left to cater for the other ants and also cater for each other? It has to be some ants which cannot be able to do something so that the other ants which can be able to do that thing can be able, the colony of the ant can be able to survive. And one thing about the female queen is the female queen is the leader of the particular ant hill, and she is the one which sends also messages to the other ants. And after sending messages to the other ants can be able to cater for her. And also one of the things is the closest members to the female queen is the newborn members of the colony, and these newborn members are not mature. And the second thing, they are not haven't evolved very well, and also they're inexperienced. So the ones which are able to go out as the female, they are the ants workers which have matured and which have also had experience in also hunting. And some of these ants can be able to go out by themselves and just go and collect food, which they'll bring back to the colony, which they will decide on which part needs to feed. So it is just a structure which is similar to human beings. And one thing about ants have very well in timekeeping, because one thing about ants is the same location where they found food at that particular time. Tomorrow they will come the same time to see if food will be found in that particular location. So ants have good timekeeping and also have good memory, because some of the paths which they use, it's the same path which they use, and they cannot deviate from to another path. And this is seen in many parts, because ants, you see them walking in a particular straight line. No ant is going in another position. This is something which is inbred in them, and this is something which they know. We cannot go and also deviate our path. We just follow this particular path, and they're able to follow this path because they release a particular hormone, and this hormone is called the pheromone hormone, which is a particular scent which leaves the trail of the ants which they can follow. So if an ant goes in a particular place, can able to leave that hormones as a trail marks when it wants to get back to its home and also its destination. So one thing about an ant, when it finds a food in one particular place today, it will and also finds it in the next day and also the next day. And let's say on the fourth day, the food ceases to appear. So from the fourth day to other 5 days, it will always be coming back to the same place to see if food is still available for them. And if it finds 5 times in a row food is not over there, it will also go and seek other destinations to look for more food. So this is one thing which is an aspect which is amazing about the ants, because the ants tomorrow they will come and see if the food is still there. That's why ants are persistent. You can find ants in one place even the next day, if the food is not there. So ants are very persistent and they know how to hunt. And the hunting is basically done by older and also mature ants, which show the younger ants on how to hunt and also how to look for other animals. So what they basically do, the mature ants are the ones which attack the animals first. It is like the lion kingdom, or also the other kingdoms of animals, of predators. It is the way it happens it also happens on the ant. So the ant is like a small social structure of its own. It has its own lions, it has its own farmers, it has its own herders. So this is the same as ants. So it teaches the other ants on how to hunt. And one thing about the ants, they learn from other people mistake. They don't learn from their own mistake. So what a person did wrong is what the other people will try to correct, and also do it in a particular way to correct that. And this has helped them to evolve for many years, and that's why they're still living in this world today. Although many process of extinction have occurred to other animals. So ants, and one thing about what they do, all this food comes to the queen, and the queen is able to distribute this food and also plan on how this food will be distributed. And the queen can be the head of a colony for almost 5 to 15 years. And this 5 to 15 years is a long time, because some animals, like the period of other animals, it doesn't pass past 15 years. So ants the ant's duration of life is longer than other animals. Like the lion is around 12 to 15 also, and which this, if you compare it to a small animal, the small animal is doing so much. It is a remarkable time of period which they live. And there are some insects like the housefly, which its basic period of lifespan is around 2 weeks, 1 week, which if you compare to the ant lives a remarkable life, and it lives a long life. And many people ask the close relative of the ants, and many people can say it is the termites, but the termites is not the closest relative of the ants, because the termites closest relative is the cockroaches, and the cockroaches are very far from the lineage of the ants. So the easiest and also the most closest range of evolution of the ants is the wasp. Wasp is the closest person which can be related to the ants. And one thing, as I started this video, I said ants also keep other animals for other, like milking them. And one of these animals which the ants are able to keep is the aphids. Aphids are animals which are a pest, and this pest, to them, they are a benefit to the ants, because ants, what they particular do, they lead these animals in a particular type of fruits or vegetables. And these aphids are mostly found on vegetables like kales and also cabbages leaves. So when they are found on these cabbages and leaves, the ants are able to control them and also protect them from external predators. And if a particular ant moves to another colony, the same aphids which were in that particular colony, they move together with the ants. So ants are the ones who control those particular aphids. And one of the things which they benefit from it, when they tickle the aphids produce some type of substance which is like honey to the ants, which they are able to collect, and also which they are able to use this particular substance which is produced by the aphids. And another thing about the ants, they also keep and also do agriculture. One of the things which they keep, and also vegetables which they keep, is the mushroom. The ants consume a lot of mushrooms, so they do agriculture of the mushroom. They plant mushrooms, and they are able to also provide these mushrooms with nutrients like manure. And one of the manure, they find it from leaves. When they go out, I don't know if you've seen ants carrying leaves on their way, and these leaves are used for manure for the mushrooms which they grow. After growing these mushrooms, they're able to eat them, and they are able to serve the whole colony of the ants. So also ants do agriculture, and also this agriculture has also helped them to evolve. It's not only mushroom which they grow also some other types of plants which benefit them. And ants also there's a particular disadvantage of ants. You remember when I told you about the pheromone which the ants remove? This pheromone is also a problem to them, because when an ant produces a pheromone or that scent in a particular type of direction, say, let's say a circular type of direction, the same ant will, or other ants will be able to move in that particular direction. They won't distinct that they are moving in a circular position. They will just continue moving in that circular position, because that scent is on that circular position. So after moving in that circular position, they will always also produce other pheromone and also other scents for them to reinforce this particular direction of the direction of the scent. So that scent will be growing so longer, and this will give to them an impression that they are on the right track. So they will continue circling the same direction. And these videos have been released in YouTube and also other social medias, where you see ants circling the same place more than twice, and this circling leads to the exhaustion of the ants. After ants become exhaustion, they let's say we give them around 2 days, then the ants unfortunately pass away because of exhaustion. Because one of the things the ants cannot know, and they're not familiar, for them it is right because the pheromone it's smelling on that particular path. So after all, ants become exhausted and die. So that's the story of ants, and that's what all you need to know about ants. And these ants are a very special type of animal, and I hope you like this video. And if you liked this video, please do me a favor, just give me a thumbs up. And after giving me a thumbs up, the only last thing I'll ask from you is subscribe to my channel so you can watch more videos of this. And I'll be releasing the next video about bees, and if you will be interested about bees, just subscribe and also turn on the notification bell. And after turning on the notification bell, you just can wait, and I'll be releasing it maybe in the near future. And also after doing my research, and also there's some videos which I had also released, you can also check on them. And I say thank you till we meet next time.